But amongst the wonderful classes, I mean, there's always really wonderful classes that you get to choose which ones you want to go to. But the highlight of this trip for me were the keynote speakers. The keynote speakers were fabulous. They were so good. One of them was this Jennifer Senior, and she wrote this book, All Joy and No Fun. And there's so many books written about the effects of parents that have on children. Well, this book is written the effects that children have on parents. She was an absolute hoot. I mean, it was just this parody of, you know, the effects that children, how children change your lives, how children change your lives, and some of it joyful and some of it not so joyful. And she talked about just how the roles of mothers and fathers have changed over the last decade. So I bought this book, and then the second keynote speaker was this amazing kid. I mean, he is just a kid. His name's Jack Andraka, and he was actually a sophomore. I'm going to read actually what it says on Wikipedia about him. But he is known for his work in developing a new, rapid, inexpensive, and patent-pending method to detect an increase of protein that indicates the presence of pancreatic, ovarian, and lung cancer in the early stages. To listen to this kid talk was so mind-boggling. He is not a Montessori student, but this kid is a Montessorian at heart. And his parents, no, I retract that. It's his parents that are the Montessorians, because he would not be what he is if he did not have Montessori parents, because his parents gave him the liberties that he needed to be the out-of-the-box thinker that he is. And he said that the only two rules he had were, do not blow up the house, you know, and don't kill yourself. But I mean, they just gave him all the liberties that he needed to be this scientist. But he was so poised. I mean, he's a senior now, but he was a sophomore when he invented this this cancer detector. And he was funny too. He was funny too. You know how sometimes when you're sitting there listening to speakers, you're like, okay, you know, both of these speakers, the time flew. They were that entertaining and that inspiring. So he has a TED Talk that I would encourage everybody to look, because he'll be a name of the future. Jack Andraka is his name. I have this little card that he signed because his books flew off the shelf. I could not buy his book because I was too late in line. So that was really good. But
what was his name?
His name is Jack Andraka, Andraka. But you know, really, truly, I mean, I know that we have an elite Montessori, but when you go there and you know you listen to other people talk, and we do not take for granted our school. I want you to know. I mean, when we go there and we listen to people talk about, you know, that a lot of them spent their own money to go to conference, and a lot of them bring their own money to buy materials. And so I want you to know how grateful we are that there's a budget for us to go and, you know, take the training, the additional training, and for us to be able to shop. That is, I mean, they have a whole room of vendors, bigger than this room, twice the size of this room. And it is, I mean, you walk in there and I mean, you just get this feeling of excitement that you have this budget. You get to spend someone else's money on materials. It is the best part, is shopping with all the vendors. And so we had materials shipped back. But that is a really, really nice perk to be able to go and buy materials for our classroom. So thank you. Thank you. On behalf of not only Siobhan and Melissa, but all of us, thank you. Okay.
I better close.
Awesome.